Happy Wednesday! It's Wicket Wednesday. Okay, we have a Wicket update for you. We have more wool to card. I know you saw that double ply yarn. So fun to get to that stage. We have the other half of Wicket's wool. So the hope was to see if we could spin it straight from the locks. I really wanted to try that out, but I want you to see this. This lock is really long, this one is really short. So when we are trying to spin wool straight from the locks, this is called a lock, the length, we want a nice long staple length. Yeah, it's also called the staple length. So since we have so much variety going on, we're going to be able to get better quality wool and more wool, you just carding it and then spinning all of it. So the other thing I wanted to show you, look at how cool this one is. Can you see that? You see the little waves in it? That's the crimp. And so not all of Wicket's wool, I don't see this in all of his wool, but this one was such a good example of that crimp. I really wanted to show you that. And so we are going to charge the cards, back to carding. And I am noticing little fuzzballs in here. It's all fuzzballs. They're just little tiny pieces. And so I've been pulling those out. This is my tiny little fuzzball pile. We don't want that in there, that's for sure. So getting that out. And here we go, back to the carding. So one thing that I am doing for this half is I am keeping track of the time. That was one of the questions that came up, was how long does it take? So how long does it take me is the real question, because I have wool flying all over the place right now. It's like, finally, you're playing with me again. So we've got timekeeper going on, and the other thing I've had, I just love the comments from the students in Sheboygan. It's been really great getting your feedback, hearing your questions. And so one of the suggestions was doing a landscape instead of portrait. So we're doing landscape now. How about that? I'm like, oh, that's why. Now I understand. So if you haven't checked out my new video, the one about the biodiversity, I forget what I named it, what its title is. The one where I'm wearing a hat and I'm outside, tromping around, showing you my friends. I forgot to do landscape on that video, but I'm glad I remembered today. And We've got our trusty fork. It works so good. It works so good. Getting this wool off the card, get it into a rollag. I like rollag better. Getting this off. So we got a bit more carding to do. And then back to the spinning wheel. And that handy dandy Lazy Kate I made works really good. Not the tensioner band or the lack of weight at the bottom, but all things that were easily remedied. Oh, and look at this. This is Wicket wool that was combed off of him. So you can see it, you don't see that distinct staple length or the distinct locks. So let's see how this cards. Oh, nice. I like it. It's not flying all over the place. Half the, whoa. See that little fuzzy? So we'll take that out. That looks like one too. Harder to see those fuzzies. Now they're popping out at me. Oh, lots of fuzzies. Maybe that was the fuzzies are from when I was brushing him after he was getting groomed. Ooh. Yep. So there's other ways to card. I have a drum carder. It's in California, but I do have a drum carder. And that, I can feed it in and I crank it and there's a drum with a bunch of these metal combs on it. And it eats it up and spins it all up onto this big drum, and then you take it off the drum so it comes out about this long. But we just have the hand cards here, so we just we use what we have. As you can tell with my fork. Oh my gosh. Too funny. So the other thing I wanted to show you is, oh, this bobbin has a little bit of Wicket yarn on it. So that one is going to get more spun on that one. And then I put an empty one on here. And so we just want to do a little bit of spinning. I've got to get my tail. So last time when I was plying them, I saw that, or you think you saw, that I totally went past my lead. So this is my lead. This is some yarn that's tied onto my bobbin. And you can see it has a loop. right there. So the thing that's challenging about this is that Wicket's wool was the exact same color as this. So I went right past it, and then I couldn't figure out, it took me a while to figure out where his wool ended and my lead was. So we're going to get a little bit of pink at the end here. See that? Hopefully this will give me the opportunity to see it. There. Now I've got some pink on there. So, get the dry band on. Let's see if you can see me. We're back to going clockwise. So we're just gonna grab one of these roll logs, and we get a little bit here, and I've got my loop, and I just stick some fibers through that loop and fold it back on itself. Draft it out just a little, get my spinning wheel going, and it just spun up. So that's how we get it attached. Ooh. Got thick. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get it all carded and spun up and plied by next week. I'm leaving town tomorrow, so I've got a fun event I'm going to for over the weekend. So we are going to try to get this processed, though, so it can get shipped off soon. Whoop. Well, since I've got the second bobbin started, just like that. So a little bit more carding to do, a little bit more spinning to do, and we're on it. We're on it. On to the next steps. Have a fabulous day, weekend, whatever comes next, and we'll see you next week. Take care. Bye.